Okay, 45-minute check-in and roll-out class. Today we're going to use a foam roller. I like these longer foam rollers, but you can use any foam roller. Okay, and then come to have a seat on it. If that feels really difficult, sit on your butt. But I like it how it elevates your hips and can give a little anterior tilt with the pelvis. Let the hands come to the thighs, let the eyes start to drop down. Eyelids get heavy. Begin to observe your breath as the air goes in and out. And checking in, do you need more energy this morning? Or are you feeling a little wound up and you want to relax a little bit? If you want more energy, focus on your inhalations. And if you want to let go and relax a little bit more, focus on your exhalations. And using the breath to come back to our body and back to our awareness of ourselves, and start to check in and notice how you're feeling this morning. You might have external circumstances or internal stuff that is contributing to your thoughts, emotions, and feelings this morning. And the idea is to not push anything away, but create space to hold it. Create so much space that that thing that might be disturbing you is smaller because your space is so big. Draw your hands up into your heart. Lift your chest up towards your hands, soften your shoulders, soften your face. And pick an intention for yourself to come back to as you move through your practice. Maybe this is an intention you'll come back to when you notice your mind wandering. And drop your awareness down to your belly, your gut, your third brain. Notice what it feels like in your stomach. So we sense a lot of our feelings around the stomach and the organs. Noticing the different sensations there. As you exhale, bring your right hand down to the side of your bolster or the floor, and then stretch your left arm up and over to the right. You could push down through your right hand, helping stay lifted through the left ribs, or you could bend the right elbow, get more of a little passive stretch. Take your hand behind your head, left hand behind your head, open up towards the sky, opening through the chest, and then point the left elbow down towards the right knee. Inhale, open up. Exhale, contract the core, knee, elbow towards knee, open. And stretch the left arm, good. Opening through the back body, and then push into your right hand. Come all the way up. Reposition your foam roller if you're falling on, and switch the cross of your legs. Whoever foot's in front is now in back. So it's a little bit awkward on the side you don't do, or for me at least. And then left hand will come towards the bolster, stretch the right arm up and over. The eyes close maybe. And practice feeling the sensations. The emotions, we talked about this last week, the emotions, it's energy and motion, and it's like it wants to tell you a message. And if you check your message, if you feel it, it will more likely move through you, move on. Hand behind head. We're gonna open up and then pull the belly in as you exhale, reach right elbow towards left knee. 3 more times. But if these emotions are coming into your body and we're not there to feel them because we're thinking in our head or being really spiritual or numbing ourselves, whatever it is, then those messages pile up like an email box full of junk mail. Okay, next time around. Left elbow, left knee, stretch right arm. Really nice, come back up. And we're gonna position ourselves so that we're laying on our foam roller. If your foam roller is shorter and you have a block, you can throw a block under your bum or something so that your whole spine is supported. This is great because you can find your balance. Letting yourself settle in here. Figuring out how to settle on the foam roller so it doesn't move around too much. Maybe take an exhale through your mouth. Let's do a few backward shoulder circles. And we're gonna let the shoulders settle down. The shoulders are opening up, chest is open. Bring the back of the hands onto the floor by the hips. And we're gonna do some windshield wipers. So stretch the arms up and around. You can see if you want your fingers on the ground or if you want them just hovering so you can keep stretching. And as you're doing these movements with your arms, notice what's happening with the spine. When you keep your spine steady, pulling the spine down towards the foam roller, pushing the bum into the foam roller, the sacrum. We're gonna go like this. One more stretch up. When your arms are up, take your right hand to your left wrist, pull your left wrist up and over, little side stretch on the foam roller. Switch sides, switch your hands, stretch up and over to the left. Come back through center, bring the arms back down by the hips. Flip the palms over so the palms are on the floor for a little extra balance. My elbows are on the floor too. Pull your belly into your spine and push your sit bones, your sacrum into the foam roller. Now begin to push into your right foot. And we're gonna do a march here on our back. So lift the left knee up and then lower the left foot down. Lift the right foot up. We're doing this on your own, going slow. I'm trying to use your core and your awareness to stabilize you during this movement. One of the things I know for me is when I feel myself wobble, my anxiety stirs up and I get tense, like it's this really big deal. I have to remind myself it's really not. I can feel the fear of my anxiety in my body when I wobble instead of just thinking, tensing my muscles, and maybe that can begin to move on. Maybe that escalation to such intense worries won't escalate quite as much. If you'd like, you could add the opposite arm. So as the right leg comes up, maybe the left arm comes up. It's harder. Hold it long enough that you can feel stable and switch. Some core work with the foam roller. Okay, last one. Okay, soles of the feet on the floor. Stretch your arms up towards the sky. I like to interlace the fingers and extend the pointer finger. But this is just a way of keeping the arms up, and we're going to start to roll out between the shoulder blades. So I'm going to shift my hips and the foam roller towards the right as I point and roll towards my left shoulder. Stretching my index fingers towards the left, and then I'm going to come back through center. I'm going to shift my bum towards the left, roll my shoulder and my hands to the right. We're getting this roll, especially getting into the rhomboids, muscles between the scapulas, and into the thoracic vertebrae. Okay, allow one of these to maybe roll off to the side somehow. And we're going to transition to table with our hands on the foam roller. Hands on the foam roller, cat cow. Inhale, open, exhale, press it around. Come back through center. Stretch your right leg back. Push through your right arm, left arm forward. Switch sides. 4 and pretty similar work to what we were doing when we were laying on our back. Holding the stabilization of the spine and moving from the center. Nice. Come back, flip your palms backwards. Fingers face towards you. Keep a little bend in your elbows if you feel like you're hyperextending a lot. Inhaling. Crossing around. Get interested in the sensations. See if you can find those interesting spots. And then as you move, can you bring more sensation, more movement to those areas. Okay. Turn the hands forward again. And we're gonna roll out and pull up. Push the hands out, belly in. It's kind of like a half down dog. Pull. Press out. Pull. In. Last one, press up. This time sit to your hips back towards your heels, child's pose. And you can push your foam roller under your hands. Push down into your foam roller and lift your shoulders up towards the sky, especially the inner armpits. Maybe even make fists with your hands, thumbs stick out, and then point the thumbs up towards the sky, and maybe even a little bit out towards the sides of your room. Now, nice, and then pull it back up. We're going to come to sit in a 90-90 pose. So I'm going to sit down on my bum. I'm going to extend my right leg out of my right hip. My right knee's in line with my right hip, and then my right shin is parallel forward. And then my back knee is going to be in line with my back hip, and that shin's also going to be at a 90-degree angle. Okay? Put your hands on the side of your right thigh and turn towards the right. Move your foam roller out of the way. And actually, let's use the foam roller and come onto our forearms. Push into your forearms and twist your belly from the left to the right. And I'm gonna twist through the belly. And walk your hands up to the bolster. We're gonna do that same actions. I figure out where the bolster needs to start or the foam roller so you can push out and then pull in. Push out. Pull in. Last one, push out. We're gonna hold it. You could again walk your hands to your foam roller so your arms are straight, hands on the foam roller, push into the hands, lift the shoulders, maybe make fists, thumbs up, turn the arms up and out a little bit, widen into the neck. Really nice, push into the foam roller, pull it back up. We're gonna switch sides. You could do some windshield wipers here if you'd like. And then we'll switch to the other side. Finding that 90 degrees in each knee. Putting the foam roller on the left side of you and coming down onto your forearms. Push down into the left knee, left foot, draw the belly in and twist in the belly button and the waist a little bit more to the left. I know when I don't check my email, if I check my email regularly, delete that junk mail, reply to the few emails I need to reply to, that's okay. But ooh, if I miss a few days and my email starts getting like more than 50 emails in it, it is so hard to look at my email box. It's the same thing with these, with feeling, being present. Okay, let's do our rollouts. Hands on the bolster. Roll the bolster out. And then, just like when we work with the balls, when we work with these props for our myofascial work, it's normally pretty awkward and you have to adjust until you find how it works. Next time it goes out, keep it there. Push the hands down so the shoulders lift up. Engage through the arms and then turn the thumbs out and our armpits lift up to the sky. Try to push your shoulders wide. Deep breaths into the torso. And back up. And spin around now. And we'll do our calves. Let's cross the right ankle over the left knee. And then scooch. I have to lift. Could be off of your sticky mat. I slide pretty well on my wood floor. Or you can use your hands. One thing that can be hard with foam roller classes is we do such awkward things to roll out our muscles. So note that this is kind of an awkward thing with our shoulders and elevating our hips. Try not to do more, I don't want to say damage, but cause more strain in your upper body than you are releasing your calf. Okay, switch sides. You could put blocks on either side of you too. That can be a little bit easier to get the lift. Oh boy. Maybe you're just gonna find a spot and press. You could rock your foot side to side. Really nice. Heels on the floor, knees over the foam roller. Stretch your arms up. Push your bum down and back. And begin to hinge forward. You have a nice little bend in here because of the foam roller. So maybe Feels a little bit more accessible. Maybe for this one, relax, soften the legs, soften the head. Notice the feelings that come up. Check your emo. Just walk your hands back up. And we're gonna shift forward onto our hamstrings. This is another one of those weird ones. Going back and forward. Need that hinge at the hips, hip bones back. And from here, we're going to push ourselves forward onto our bum. Switch back a little bit. And then cross one ankle. Let's cross the right ankle over the left knee. And tip the legs a little bit over to the right. Your weight's on your right glute. And like you're using one of those rollers to flatten out some pizza dough of your glute. Go over the whole area. Spreading out through the glute. And then start to zoom in. Focus in on a spot that feels a little bit more interesting. Switch sides. So this might be if you're at home and you have multiple foam rollers to choose from. If you're not feeling much here, you could move to a more firm foam roller. If it's too intense, you can move to a softer foam roller. She's making it up. Really nice. Okay, come back up to center. Take a little seat. Check back in. Okay, send your right leg forward. Step your left foot over your right knee. Spin the outer edge of your right foot to the floor. So now I'm on the outer edge of my right hip. And again, I'll probably need to move around to make this in a better spot once I start doing it. We're going to do the side of our hip. So up to our hip bone and then sliding up the leg. Meaning that your glute area, TFL. Sometimes my left foot's in front of my right. Sometimes I walk my foot back. Now start to turn over more. Work your left foot forward, so it's kind of like a lunge. Now, you have to pull your foot more up, and we're going to start to turn onto the front of our right thigh. You could have your leg back here too, if that helps. Do both legs. Get up towards the hip bone. You can get down more towards the top above the knees. Ooh. Okay, now we're gonna turn back around on our bum. We're gonna reposition. Better. Send the left leg out. Cross the right foot over. Spin over so you're on the outer edge of your hip. This class really about checking in, becoming present, working through that email box. Where are these hidden tight spots? They are in there. And we're going to start to, when you are ready, make our way towards the front of the left quad. So you could do this in like a cobra pose, or you could do this more in a lunge. Well, we don't want off the hamstrings. At times this might be less accessible. So maybe you do the lunge, but you do just the above the knee part. Oh, so good. Can bend your left knee so the knee is flexed. Just going around the quad. Above the knee, maybe the foot turns in so you can get the medial and the lateral. You might even notice the tendency for something to come up and then like want to push it away. Can it, the opposite be true? Welcome it, hold space for it, more likely for it to leave or be less intense. Really nice. Turn back to left. Now we're going to work on our inner thigh. So I'm going to put my bolster long ways, and then I'm going to lay on one side of it, and I'm going to put my left knee on it. I'm going to be on my forearm, and I'm going to go out. I'm going to try to get that foam roller all the way up to my groin, maybe almost onto the pubic bone. That's where a lot of the muscles attach, and then roll yourself back off. I remember when I first tried to do this one, it did not work well. My PT was like, you just got to roll out your inner thighs. And I tried it and I went back and I was like, I don't know, that did not work for me. I was doing it correctly, it just did not feel correct. So if that's you, just keep continuing. Find an area that wants more attention, you can stay there. Finding a spot for the leg to rest on the foam roller. Do a compression, just holding it On that spot, maybe using your muscles to push the leg into the foam roller with a little bit more intensity, pinning down the muscles, and then straighten the leg out to the side, the left leg, and then bend the left knee. So pinning the muscle, lengthening the muscle, stretching the leg out, and then bending the knee. All right, switch sides. Roll over my foam roller. Can you feel the difference between the right and the left? Not think about the differences, analyze the differences, but let your awareness feel into the inner leg. And find a compression point along the inner thigh. Maybe even use your muscular strength of that leg to push down into the bolster even more, pinning into the muscle and then lengthening the muscle by extending out through the leg. The knee bends, the leg extends. Because I'm upright here and a little bit of a back bend, my belly button is pulled into my spine to protect my back and keep these muscles toned as I move through some stretching. Really nice. Okay, now we're going to come onto our back. And we're going to put the foam roller underneath our hips for a supported bridge. That's this oscillation between allowing yourself to feel what's present, but being able to come back to a feeling of safety before it gets too extreme. Okay, now we're going to push our foam roller down towards our feet. And we're going to put our feet on the foam roller. This is another one of those ones that can be challenging. Push down into the foam roller, lift up through your hips. Belly button to spine, another stabilizing pose. Push down through the right foot. Maybe lift up the left knee bent or straight. And we're going to just a bend. Let's do that march again. One leg up. And down on your own. Imagine it's like that Tai Chi marching lunge we do in standing sometime. Like the body with ease follows the breath, but then there's a lot of effort stabilizing the pose. If you'd like, you could add the opposite arm. don't know about you, but I am feeling my glutes. Okay, last one. Really nice. Push your foam roller out so it's just underneath your Achilles. Cross one ankle over the other. Do some points and flexes, so using the ankle that's crossed over to help you apply more pressure into the Achilles tendon as you kind of lengthen that muscle. Okay, other side. You feel cracking in your ankles and popping. It's like a tendon is popping over a bone. That's often because these muscles are tight. Muscles are attached to tendons, and that tight muscle pulls the tendon over the bone. And then when the joint moves, you get the little tendon snap. So stretching out these muscles, foam rolling them, and help the muscles lengthen so it doesn't happen as much. Okay. Hey, this is a coordination challenge. See if you can pick up your bolster and hold. Just bring it to your hands. Bring it behind you. And then feet. With your feet, see if you can tap it. Belly in. No arching. Get up. Tap it behind your head. Hold the bolster. Tap it down. I'm bending my elbows and my knees a lot, so it's not too intense. You can make this a lot more intense by keeping your knees and arms straight. Let's not do that today. Okay, the next time you bring it up into your hands, we're gonna take it and we're gonna bring it under the back of the heart, so you have to sit up. So bra line, right about where the scapulas are. We're gonna do a little crunch up. Keep the core strong, belly engaged, and then open your back. Lift up and open. And use your feet to begin to push away from your butt and then to push down and pull towards your butt. That work as you push and pull your feet away. Begin to roll the foam roller from about bra level up to neck level, going back and forth, not up into the neck, right below the neck. Top of the shoulders, bottom of the shoulder blades. And then one of these rolls, bring yourself forward of the foam roller so your head's on the foam. So the occiput is the bottom of the hairline. Begin to push the head down into the foam roller, soften the shoulders, soften the chest, soften the eyes and the tongue. And then applying pressure down with the head, turn the head towards the right and the left. We're intentionally trying to massage out these muscles that attach onto the base of the skull. As you move your head, that's the area we're trying to get as you follow the sensations. Nice. When the head rolls over to the right, use that momentum to roll through child's pose and come up to table again. And then we're going to do a hero squat, so tucking the toes under, sitting up as much as you can. You might be forward like this. My feet are pretty sore after that retreat. We did lots of hiking and foot movement. And then we're gonna move up onto the balls of the feet and we're gonna slide the ball in right under the ankle. Roll right up to the ankle crease and then flex and point your toes. Right at the front of the ankle. Flex my feet as hard as I can. Point my toes as hard as I can. And then your choice, keeping the feet flexed or pointed, but keeping them active. Begin to push and pull with the hands, rolling out the tibialis muscles, the peroneal muscles, the muscles on the front of that foot. Well, maybe bring your hands back a little bit more so you're not as planky. So if you've gotten yourself into a plank, I'm not using that much effort. I'm more like child's pose. Ah, so good. You can try to make this more challenging by taking one shin off, crossing it over the other shin. And then so you're just doing one shin. You can lean a little bit more to one side or the other. I normally find that the lateral side has more sensations. Maybe you want to find a spot to just hang out at and then point and flex that ankle. Ooh. Maybe rotate it in a circle. If you're doing one leg at a time, switch your legs. Or just continue to do both at the same time and roll back and forth. Down towards the outer ankle bone and all the way up to the base of the side of the knee, kind of that whole area. Be finding a spot to hang out, point and flex that foot, circle it. Yeah, nice. And then under your feet, tuck your toes, come into a forward fold. Have your hands on the bolster if you want. As you inhale, push into the bolster, come to your fingertips, lengthen halfway up. Bring yourself your hands a little bit forward so you're kind of in like a table position, but you're standing. And we're going to step the right foot, ball of the foot up on the foam roller, heel on the floor. So you're trying to find for you the biggest dorsiflexion, so flexing the foot back without hyperextending that knee, so a little bend in the front leg. Depending on your size of your feet, this will look different. You can stay up halfway or you can fold. So let's do this. Let's lengthen halfway up. Come to the ball of the back foot and bend through the back knee. Really nice. And then step that foot on the floor that you were just stretching. I forgot which side I said that was. And then we're going to switch on the other side. So the second foot's going to come forward. We'll stay with both legs straight to begin with. Let's stretch on the back of the calf, back of the hamstring, back of the bum. You can keep the core in, and you can stretch up through the back of the spine into the head. Now you can move it into hurdlers, stretch coming on the ball of the back foot and bending the back knee. Just make it a little bit more hamstringy. Really nice. Both soles of the feet on the floor. Your hands soften down to the ground. Little bend in the knees. Begin to push into your feet. Push, push, push. Keep the upper body relaxed. Continue to push through your feet. As you push through the feet, the body will start to unravel up towards the sky. Don't think about lifting your chest up into standing. You're just thinking about pushing your feet down. You'll kind of roll up like a candy cane. And then you'll naturally uncurl into standing. When you're ready, roll the shoulders onto your back. And then inhale, stretch the arms up to the sky. Get long, exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch out around and up, get long. This time, right hand comes to left wrist. Pull the left wrist, get longer from your left foot to your left fingertips. Shift to the left. Pull the arms to the right. Come back through center. Switch sides, left hand, right wrist. Pull yourself, push through the right foot. Let's come back through center, stretch up. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Place your hands down by your sides, take your feet wide enough that you can balance. Eyes closed and observe your body beginning to settle back down. The heart pumps slower, the breath becomes slower. And draw your hands back up to your heart. And come back to your intention. And begin to increase your inhales, bringing more energy and more expansion. As you exhale, soften tension, soften stress, soften wanting to control, to change. Really nice. And then as if you were kind of wet, dirty, dust your legs off. The belly. It's like brushing residue off that got on you. Awesome. Great class.